Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to our channel. Hey, if you're new here, please click that like and that subscribe, and don't forget to bang that bell notification. This way, you'll get notified every time I upload a video. Well, what's today's video? Today is all about brake fix. That's right, brake fix. Look at this beautiful CVO we got here. It's having a problem. It's not feeling well, so came to see Dr. Harley. And, well, gosh, you're real far away. Let me move you closer. All right, that's better. It's not feeling well, so it's here in the OR. It's on the operating table, and we're going for a small procedure. What is going on? Well, it came in with a trouble code. I wish I could remember what that code was before I cleared it, but it's running hot. It's a twin cooled motor. What does that mean? It's got two radiators, a water pump, water cooled heads, with a coolant temperature sensor and a water pump. Well, the water pump is not moving. And how can you tell? With the bike on, not running, but the bike on, you take your grip, you go just past halfway, you'll hear the fans come on, and then you'll hear the pump run, and then any fluid will get sucked down in and circulate through the system. This came in leaking fluid all over the place. It overheated. I already did a lot of troubleshooting with the bore scope down into the cylinders, looked around, took a look at the spark plugs. We're good because he shut it down once the engine temp light came on and everything. So what we got was a water pump. These things aren't cheap. They're like 500 and change. So if you have one of these bikes, make sure you keep up on your water pumps, and when they go, just know the pumps themselves are about 5 and change. And if you want that part number, it is 2660048A. A is an alpha. It's a water pump. Now I'm going to take it out of the box and show you what it looks like, and then we're going to go over the steps on how to replace it. It's really not that hard. It's more of a pain in the neck to get to because it's right behind the front fender and the front tire. So I'm going to remove the front fender. It's only 4 bolts. Gets the fender up out of the way. There's no light on the front, so that makes it that much easier. But there's no light, so 4 bolts, the fender comes off. Put it aside in a nice safe spot so it doesn't get damaged or hurt. But it comes in a nice little bubble wrap. This is the upgraded pump, because if you guys have the 15s, 16s with the twin cooled, the water pump bodies are plastic, and so are the gears. So Harley came out with an updated one, and here it is. It's a metal body, metal gears on the inside. Of course, the end cap is still plastic. This here is one of the outlets. Here's the, I believe it's the inlet, or I have them backwards, I'm not sure. It gives you the new rubber isolation mount, and of course the electrical connection that turns the pump on and off. They're really not that difficult, because once you get these 2 lines off and this unplugged, you get this off, you slide this on, put your hoses on with new clamps, plug your connector in, and then it's that simple. It really is. Can't get any harder, guys. But it's a pain in the neck to troubleshoot and get. So let's stay tuned, and we'll get right after it. Okay, I got the fender removed. Here, just so you guys could see. Just so I have a little bit of room here to work, and I don't take any chances of damaging the fender or the paint on it. So there's the cover for the water pump. Basically grab it from the bottom and it pulls right out. And there is the water pump. This one's already been upgraded once before, because as you can see, it is the metal, not the plastic, and the pump goes this way. So this is the inlet, and then the other side is the outlet, which is back here, which has a pinch connector. And on the other side of, excuse me, the pump, right here is the plug. So we're just going to unplug it. It's a pinch and pull. Right here, you pull this little plastic piece out, you pinch it, you pull it out, and there it is, 3 wires. So that's that pump, and then here's the clamp that holds it in. So let me get a bucket, and we're going to pull that hose, and we're going to be making somewhat of a mess. All right, guys, so what I got here is a pinch connector that is grossly close next to a wire connector. So I'm going to try and move it out of the way and get inside of here and move this. There you go, this hose, this clamp. I got a new one of these, so we're going to replace that. And now we want to disconnect this hose. Usually they are tight because they've been crimped there for a while. But I have a secret weapon to help with said hose. These bent pliers. So I just grab the hose, I just try to give it a little twist, and as you can see, it starts to slide right off. Now comes the coolant mess, because I added coolant to see if the pump was actually pumping, and it wasn't. So the fun part is, after this, is we're going to have to burp the system. Now, burping the system isn't always easy, nor is it always fun. I'm just holding that out of the way. And of course, I got the radiator cap off, and it is a radiator cap. If you haven't seen one, it literally is a miniature radiator cap that you find in your automotives, on your cars. So the second hose, let me get a light, is right here. And there's a crimp connector here that I'm going to have to cut and wiggle off, because this goes from here up, up and out. So we want to be able to get that off, remove that hose, and once that hose is off, we could literally just remove this pump. It's really not rocket science. But when you're working with coolant and you have drain buckets like I do, you want to clean, if you're putting coolant in a drain bucket you normally put oils in, you want to clean them to the best you can. And I did clean this, and I'm looking inside of here, and I'm seeing some sort of particle. So something came apart. And let's see, can you see it? Let's see. Let's take a look, let's see. Oh yeah, you could see it right, just washed away. I feel like a pan sifting for gold. You can see some of the particles there. There are some particles. So there's been a problem. Houston, we have a problem. All right, let me get this cut. And how do I cut it? I use a pair of diagonal cutters. Actually, I use a set of beat up ones because that's a steel crimp clamp. And I don't want to ruin a good set of diagonal cutters. So let me put my flashlight inside of here, just like that. See if I could get to it easily. I might have to move this out the way, make a mess on my lift. Not that big of a mess though. Yeah, right there. Huh. Oh, it's right up, all the way up here. All right, so what I do is I'll just twist this, try and cut it at the same time, and get in the middle of it to open it up. Because that's how these work when you crimp them. They get tight. So you want to open up that crimp and try and cut this clamp. Let me get this done and we'll get back at it together. Okay, so here it is. You spread it. It locks in on itself right here. So if you could get this wiggled free and pull it, it'll come right out. Whew. That took all of maybe 2 minutes. So now I take my special hose pliers and try and get my hose off. And here it comes. And we're gonna lose a little bit more fluid. So now, in theory, we just slide this thing forward and it comes right off. Let's see how well this works out. Bingo. The pump is out. Now we just reverse the process of putting the pump on. So let me get the clamps and we'll get it hauled back together. All right, I got it off. I got the clamps off. Here's the old clamp. And I could probably reuse it. But the problem is, if you're spending this much money, making sure everything's right, just get yourself a new hose clamp. And look, gives you a nice little tool that holds it open for you. Hey. And if you want that part number, that is 108-00052. And like I said, that's like a couple bucks. And then the other crimp clamp, which is brand new, it's right here. And if you want that part number, that's 10344. And it really, you know, for a few more bucks, you get it done right the first time, and you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to get our crimp clamp on that hose. Right to here. And that's in place for the new pump. And this other clamp, we're going to take it, put it on just like this, right there. This way it's there and it's in place. And I don't need this anymore, so I'll move that out of the way. Yep, okay. So you get any coolant on this, I want to clean that up, because you want everything nice and clean. And we're going to attach this once the pump is back in place. All right, so on the new pump, you got these covers, one on the inlet side and one here on the outlet side, which the outlet side goes here, the inlet side goes here. And this sits just like this. So we're going to put this on just like this. I don't like the way that sits. So I think I move that. So let's bring this up and around just like that. There we go. Put that in there like that. And while that's out and I have access to this crimp, I am going to hold this in a position, or at least try and get it into the position, and crimp it. Yeah, right there. So I'll put the crimp on it. And I'll show you the crimping tool. It's kind of cool. Okay, got my crimping tool. This is what it looks like. When you open it up, the jaws open up right here, and this little piece drops down. And when you tighten it, if you watch, the center will come up as these close. And that will crimp this clamp tight. And you'll find these all over your motorcycle, believe it or not. So I take the crimper, let's put this somewhere right where it needs to be. Oh, come on. No, not too high. Stop it, behave. Won't fight me. Okay, and we crimped it. Let's take a good look at it. It is well crimped. You can see it right here where it's crimped. I'm actually going to put the crimper back on it again and hit it one more time. Make sure it's good and tight. While that's there, I'm going to slide this on its mount. Just like that. And we're going to put our inlet hose back on. Don't fight me. God, I hate it when these things fight me. So I'll grab my hose pliers. And we will just, whoop, dropping everything here. That's if I try and get the hose on straight, right? There we go. And we take our and just like that, and it comes right off. And we're perfect. Right where we need to be, but this needs to go in quite a bit more. There we go. And that's fully seated. Because you could tell, because you see the metal tangs or tongues sticking out on this side. Now, go to the other side. And now we're going to plug in our pump connector, just like that, and then push the lock in. That will hold this from coming off. It's that simple. All right, guys, so now we're ready to fill this up. It's the next day. I got tired yesterday, I know, blah, blah, blah. So with the radiator cap removed, we're gonna move this out of the way. Try and pinch this off, because as you're filling it, it's gonna fill your reservoir, your overflow. You don't wanna fill your overflow yet. We're gonna wait until after all this is full. So I'm trying to do this so I'm not blocking too much of the camera here. So I'm adding the Harley Davidson coolant. And I'll drive that camera and show you. There you go. As you can see, it's starting to burp down. So I'm going to add some more, and we're going to keep burping it down. And then once it won't take any more, then we'll put the Keeney on position. Give it about half throttle. That should activate the water pump. So we could finish burping this whole system. And it's still going down. I'm not going to bore you guys with this, but I wanted to show you. But when it's full and it's not taking more, and I go to burp it, that's when I'll show you when it runs down and what it looks like. Okay, you can see the fluid or the coolant's all the way to the top level. So we're going to turn the bike on. We're going to give it half throttle, and you'll hear the fans come on too. And that should suck down and pump through the system. See it? So now I'm going to turn it off, and we're going to do it all over again. It's a process. Okay, we got it all burped, and our reservoir is filled to the cold line, so that's perfect. And you can see our level here is perfect. Now, when you are, let me put you back on the tripod, servicing this system, and you're doing it for the first time or any time, you know, just like your car, you never want to take your radiator cap off while it's hot, because it will come out like a volcano eruption. You will get burned and burned bad, so be careful with that. Another thing, someone's going to ask, hey, what coolant should I use? Well, let's see, where did I put the jug? The jug is right here. I always recommend for this, getting the Harley Davidson coolant. It's designed for the Harley. You can't go wrong. You don't mix it with water or anything. It's already pre-mixed, ready to go. So you're fine. So once you burp it, and as you see the levels go down, you fill it up. It goes down, you fill it up. You do that quite a few times. You'll see frothing and some bubbles and all that. That's fine. That's normal. That's the air coming up and out. Keep doing the burping, which is turn it on. Don't start it, but turn the bike on. Go to about half throttle. You'll hear the fans come on. You can feel the pump run, and it's circulating the coolant and burping the air out of the system. Once you're done and you've seen a lot of the bubbles that are no longer coming up and it's no longer dropping, and then you know you're full. Top off the overflow to the cold line. If the bike is upright, it's on an angle, so you have to go above on the outside and below on the inside of that coolant line. This way, when it's on its kickstand or jiffy stand, whatever you want to call it, it will be at that cold level. So, you know, use your brain when you're doing stuff like this. You know, it's no different than anything else. It's glycol. It's a coolant, radiator coolant. Don't drink it. Don't let pets drink it or animals, because it is poisonous. All right, everybody. Hey, that's it for this video. All I got left to do on this here is do a 3-hole oil change, but I'm going to start it up, let it heat up, get up to temperature, and make sure the coolant temperature, engine temperature, all that stays normal. And then afterwards, when it's nice and hot, I would take it for road test, but it's raining like crazy outside today and tomorrow. I'll do his oil change, and then he could come get the bike. Everybody, until next time, I want you to live the best life you can. Ride often, and as always, ride hard.